Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and today I am doing the second part of my September wrap up. In the month in total I read 19 books. I have 10 here from the second half of the month. For a really long time I thought that I wasn't really going to have any books to show you in this part. In fact, I was going to have 2, and then I read 3 books in a single day, and then a couple of days later I read another 3 books in a single day. So they're short books, but here we are. And let's just jump into it. So started off the second half of the month with 11 Scandals to Start to Win a Duke's Heart by Sarah MacLean. This is the 3rd book in this series, the Love by Numbers series. I read the second one earlier in the month. Really love this series. I think this is my favourite one, but I don't know if that's just because it's the one I read most recently. I just love Juliana, who is the main character of this one. She is Italian, and this is a Regency romance. Not really something you see a lot in Regency England. So really loved this one. Then next up, a couple of days later, I think maybe like a week later, I read The Duke by Galen Foley. This is the first book in the Knights Miscellany series. I picked this one up off Better World Books earlier this year on a complete whim. Had never heard anyone talk about it. Absolutely loved this. It was really great. Really enjoyed it, and this one's also a little bit different. It follows a courtesan, and a duke. Yes. And there's like a bit of a murder mystery and things in there too. So that was kind of cool. Really liked it. Next up was A Girl, Woman, Allah by Bernardine Evaristo. Obviously this won the Booker Prize last year, was nominated for the Women's Prize this year, which is part of the reason that I picked it up. I feel kind of conflicted about this one because I really loved the first part of it and I loved the writing, but about halfway through it's kind of started to lose me and I didn't really care about the particular women that those so each chapter is like a different woman. And I just didn't particularly care about those ones, and then I loved in the end how it was all brought together. So I enjoyed it, but the middle kind of, So I'm glad I read it though. Next up, we get into the day that I read 3 books. The first one. So I started with Women in Science, 50 Fearless Pioneers Who Changed the World by Rachel Ignacy. Don't know about that one. This is just like a beautifully illustrated book for, I guess, children, and it goes through all these different amazing women. Loved this one. Beautiful illustrations. Really enjoyed the way that their different stories were told. This is non-fiction, so it doesn't like fictionalize them at all. Loved it. Also really loved the fact that there was a lot of mentions of different women who had things to do with finding treatments for diabetes, which I had never heard about. So that was cool. If you don't know, I have diabetes. Enjoyed learning about some of the women who did things with insulin and worked out the difference between types 1 and 2 and all this sort of stuff. Thought that was really interesting. Not the kind of stuff you get taught when you first get diagnosed with diabetes, funnily enough, but I enjoyed it. Next up was A Guide to Berlin by Gail Jones. This was the pick for the Stella Project this month, which is a book club that I co-host over on Instagram. We read the backlist of the Stella Prize. This was the pick. Did not enjoy this. Writing was beautiful. Loved the setting of Berlin. It felt very atmospheric and real. Just didn't really connect with the rest of the story. Think this might have just been a me one because I know a lot of other people really enjoyed it. Just wasn't for me. And then I read an ebook, though I will admit that I have since bought this book. It just hasn't arrived yet. But I read The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. This is, I believe, pitched as Les Mis meets Jungle Book meets kind of Six of Crows. Yeah. I had borrowed this from the library as an ebook because I didn't think I'd like it, to be honest. It was one of those ones that I'd seen and I thought the cover was gorgeous, and I was just like, I'll just pick it up and give it a go. And it definitely has its strange moments. It was very weird at the start and I wasn't sure about it, but once I got into it, I really loved it. I've never read the original Les Mis. I've only seen the musical, both the movie and the theatre production. But it kind of actually made me want to read it. So, I mean, that's kind of a good thing, I guess. Not so sure about the connections to Jungle Book because it's been a long time since I've seen the Disney movie of that. And also I've never read the original book either, so I can't really comment as to whether whether those elements were really in there or not. But there were definitely quotes from it. So yes, was totally surprised by this one, but really, really liked it. I also have a full-length review of it coming in a couple of days' time. But I will link that below when I do my haul, when it's here. And yes, moving on to the next one. I finally got to go to the library. Click and Collect opened up at my local library. So I went and picked up some that I have been waiting for months. The first of which was Men Explain Things to Me, and Other Essays by Rebecca Solnit. I read The Faraway Nearby from the library in March and I loved it. This one I didn't enjoy quite as much. I didn't think that her writing and her narrative was as strong in this as it was in that one. But this is, of course, short of pieces. My favourite one in this, though, was the essay about Virginia Woolf, which is, I think, second last essay. Really, really like that one. And then another day of reading 3. These ones are all very short. So, we have the fantastically feminist and totally true story of the inspirational activist and campaigner Michelle Obama by Anna Doherty. I mentioned this one in my book haul on Monday, and I said I would probably be reading one of the 2 that I got from this series. Went with this one. Loved it. Her illustrations are just stunning, and I love how everything is kind of like, it's either like, it's like black, white, and like lavender, which I have now learnt that it's apparently Michelle Obama's favorite color, so it makes sense. It's sweet. It has these super gorgeous end papers, and yeah, it's just, I love these little books. They're sweet. They don't dumb things down, which I really like in the kids' books like that. Back to the library ones. I read Weather by Jenny Offill. Again, nominated for the Women's Prize. I think I have one more from that list that was also nominated for the Women's Prize. Didn't really like this one. I gave it 3 stars. The writing was nice and it was quick and easy to read, but it just kind of, at the end, it just kind of felt like, oh, okay, that's it. That's the end of the book. Okay. Nothing really happened, and yeah. So yeah, I did mention this one in my Goodreads that the end of it I just kind of felt confused and depressed. Like, it's just one of those books that was like, yeah, it just felt depressing. So I went and read something else that was kind of depressing, because why not lean in, right? This is Indelicacy by Amina Kane. This is kind of, so this was published this year, it's her debut, but it kind of feels like an Edwardian, late Victorian novel. It kind of has that like atmospheric feel to it. It's very timeless, you don't really know when it's set. Very, very thin as well. Beautiful writing. Lots in there about writing as well, which I really, really enjoyed. So yeah, I didn't really have many high hopes for this one because it doesn't have a very good average rating on Goodreads, and that always kind of turns me off books a little. But yeah, I really, really liked it. So I will be talking about this one more in things later this month. That was very descriptive, Ali. Wow. And that's it. Those are all the books that I read in the second half of September. Yeah, lots of reading plans for October. Lots of exciting books I'm hoping to get to. I do want to address that at the start of the end of August I made a September TBR. I didn't finish. I think I finished maybe 2 of those books on there that I said I was going to finish, of ones that I'd started reading, and instead I just started other things and finished some of them, but also didn't finish most of them. So hopefully you will see those kind of trickle in October. Yes, that's it. That's the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys on Monday. I am doing a tag, if I can remember to edit it. Okay, that's it. I hope you're all doing super well, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.